Right, you lot, and Nigel Farage, he's in a bit of hot water lately. And let's take you back to the beginning. Now, it all started with this £5 million gift, which everyone on the land knows he should have declared, and he didn't. He kind of disappear when this scandal was going on. You didn't really see him. He missed over 70 votes in Parliament, and the only time he seemed to appear on screen was after the tragic death of Henry Norfolk, where he said that the public should react to it with rage.
But I suggest the rest of us respond to this with pure, cold rage.
Some people took way too literally. And when he did finally come back on your screens, he didn't deal with the questioning very well. Now, whether you think this is just the media doing literally anything to throw him under the bus or to take him down, or whether you think it severely questions his integrity of the so-called man of the people that he claims to be, that's up to you. That's your view, however you feel about it. You're entitled to that. But what cannot be disputed, I feel like, is the way he's dealt with it was not the best. He didn't like taking questions about it. His story kept changing. At one moment it was a gift from his amazing work he claims on Brexit. The next minute it was apparently for his own security. And then by the end he was just saying it didn't even matter how he spent the money. He could spend it on Ferraris for all he wanted.
What has happened to this £5 million gift?
With all due respect, what's it got to do with you?
Well, because it speaks to the position of you hold in office. Initially, we were told that it was because of your personal security and it would pay for that for the rest of your life. Then apparently It was some kind of reward for campaigning for Brexit. I am told we have two different stories. Which is the truth?
Well, I think you're contradicting yourself there, aren't you?
Well, if you tell me what happened with the £5 million, then we're solved.
It's an unconditional gift. I can spend it on Ferraris if I want. That'd be entirely up to me.
Why did you say it was for personal security then?
Because it was given as an unconditional gift.
This is one thing that's always fascinated me about Farage. Between his lack of attendance and seems to want to be anywhere else but in Parliament or in Clacton, does he even want this job? Would he rather just continue being the opposition and grifting in America, whatever the stuff he continues to do? Does he really want to be in number 10? Now, to deal with the backlash of all of it, he pulled off a stunt which is quite unique, where he called for a by-election in Clacton, where he claimed that he wanted the people of Clacton to decide whether he was innocent or not, and he claimed that he was fighting the establishment with this and to trying to gain against the likes of Sky News, which have, gone to his daughter's house and interviewed her, and he didn't like that. That's kind of something that the media unfortunately do to people, Nigel. But, did this whole thing, and critics of this move are saying that he's only done this to avoid further investigation because, well, he's not a sitting MP, they can't continue the investigation into this £5 million. And it seems the mainstream parties seem to hold this same view, with Labour, Conservative, Liberal Democrats and Green all refuse to put a candidate. Even Restore, who will do literally anything to get one up on reform, have refused to put a candidate up, claiming that it's not a real election and they want a real one once the Clacton have all the facts about Farage in this case, and they want it actually. After all of this, the only candidates left were Lawrence Fox, a man whose most notable thing about Lawrence Fox was that he was once with Billy Piper. He also once lost the London Mayor election to Nico O'Malana. Google that actually happened. I mean, he's just a vile man. He spends every June just doing videos burning the pride flag for, oh, look at me, I'm so hard. I burnt the pride flag. Like, it's a wet wipe. You lost to Nico in a vote. I don't think he's a threat to Farage, let's be honest. He's a member of Reclaim Britain. Can they come up with another letter? We got Reform, Restore, and Reclaim. Come on. Do something different. At least Ben Habib has got Advance UK. At least he went for a different letter. And the most notable other candidate he's facing is Count Bin Face. A comedian who dresses up as a bin, claims to be an alien from another planet, and his most notorious policy is that he wants to nationalise Adele. Funniest thing is because under Ofcom rules you've got to give all parties equal coverage, Binface is all over TV, and he's actually put out a manifesto. Let me just give you a couple of his key policies that he wants to do. Policies that he wants to bring 99 flakes back to 99p. He claims he wants to make arcade games in arcades more fair so that you can actually win. He wants to lower your taxes but raise everybody else's. And he claims he will build at least one affordable house. And also, he's not Nigel Farage. That was what he said when he was asked why they should vote for him. His most interesting policy is that he wants a referendum over whether Pluto should be a planet. Go for it. I mean, he's a genius, obviously. People just can't comprehend. But even if Nigel wins this, he's lost, really. If he doesn't get 100%, for every vote that Binface gets, it's a farce. And no, Binface will not win because, look, he's chosen Clacton because it's like the easiest, one of the most notoriously old, you know, full of old white men, really. Like, that is what Clacton is. The average age of Clacton is quite high. It's not really a fair sample size of people, is it? Him going, oh, if Clacton vote me in, then that proves I'm innocent, because it'd be like me going to all of my family and asking them, oh, is my new album better than Kendrick Lamar's To Pimp a Butterfly? They all say yes, and then I declare that the public have declared that I made a better album than Kendrick Lamar. Like, well, you've kind of got not the fairest sample size of people, have you? There have been, like, claims from some people to try and paint out Jonathan Harvey, who is the man behind Binface, as some asset of the establishment, because apparently he was a comedian who's done work on the BBC and has took the piss out of Brexit and Trump. I mean, come on, every comedian's took the piss out of Brexit and Trump. That's just low-hanging fruit, ain't it? And second of all, he's a man dressed in a bin. If you're seriously trying to cancel a Binface, and that's just you admitting that you see him as a threat, which is even funnier to me. Now, it's always smoke and mirrors with these people, isn't it? Because Farage has been quite quiet on the fact that he's fighting a bin this summer and arguing with a bin. I really want to see a debate of integrity that they should happen. So his new play has been resorted to trying to get that Polanski arrested. Now, the other day, quite unwisely, that Polanski was collaborated and was tagged in on a post which contained a photo which had a t-shirt that had Nigel Farage on a guillotine, and obviously after the death of Anne Widdecombe and how that happened, it was really stupid for him to do this, and whether he knew or not, you know, you can debate it to a blooming face. Very stupid move, and political violence is, of course, you know, something that I always condemn. I'm strongly against, and I hate the footballification. A lot of it comes from America, of, you know, red versus blue, and us all trying to be so divided and fighting for our team to the point we have to try and kill the enemy. And it happens throughout history on both sides, and it's, you know, these are anomalies. I don't like when people try and do bigger picture on it and saying that, oh, this is what the left are like, or this is what the right are like, because of one outlier who, you know, doesn't really speak for the values of what either side are trying to say. I don't particularly like that. And I don't like the politicising of it. But I do find it quite hypocritical that Farage is now calling for the arrest of someone for social media posts, despite the fact he goes around parading Lucy Connolly, you know, the woman who was famously arrested for her very daft comments about burning down asylum motels and not caring if she was racist for doing it. She gets paraded around by Reform like she's some hero. She's just someone's mum who said something racist online. Like, why is she getting paraded around? And what people forget to think about Lucy Connolly is whether she was given bad advice. She pleaded guilty in court to inciting racial hatred. She pleaded guilty to that, and okay, her lawyer told her to do that. The lawyer was an idiot, but that's why it happened. That's why she was in there so long, because she fucked up. Just getting her to speak on stuff, she doesn't know what she's talking about. She's just someone's mum. And of course, you haven't heard any word from Nigel on the man in the Reform Council who said we should melt all Nigerians. Look, what Polanski did was stupid, and his weird thing about not apologising, I don't particularly agree with or particularly like. I think you could sweep it under the carpet quite quickly. Whether it was a mistake, I mean, you'd hope so. You'd hope someone wouldn't be that stupid, because surely you knew the backlash you'd get from posting something like that. That he just so happened to collaborate on the post, and should be more careful about stuff like this with social media. But it does come off as a bit desperate from Nigel, because anyone who knows the law knew that Planting was never going to jail for this. And it just comes at, smoke and mirrors, you know. Look at the fact that I'm not arguing with a bin right now. Let's try and get Polanski in jail. Like, come on. Come on. And it really doesn't help Nigel right now that, of course, Burnham's come in. He's had the kind of new leader bounce. How long that will last. He seems to be more down with the people, and seems to be a prime minister that at least, like, understands some of the issue that people are thinking. He's not as robotic as someone like Starmer. He was just like a bit of a wet wipe, and you know, he's going to have his scandals, and I'm sure his downfall will come, but you know, in a moment where Labour are back up in the polls, are doing well, and the leader of reform is not an MP and is instead arguing with a bin, I don't know what the plan was here. So yeah, good luck to everyone at the Clacton by-election. It's going to be fun. And look, I just want Binface to get his money back. He needs 5%. He needs 5% to get his money back. If if Nigel gets about like 91, the bin gets 5, and then Lawrence Fox and the other jokes get the rest, other 4 or 5%. And if Nigel were to somehow lose this, I mean, surely it's the end of his political career. You can't come back from losing to Count Binface. But then again, I thought he wouldn't come back after what happened with Brexit. So anyway, yeah. Quite opinionated video, obviously. If you do disagree, if you love Lawrence Fox, get in the comments. I've had people arguing with me before. I'm all entitled to opinion. You know, just be civil in it. Like, you know, don't call for my death and it'd be good. So yeah, I'll see you out soon. Goodbye.